this game called Don't Wake Daddy. And I just remember that they just really liked that game. It was really fun, and I remember thinking myself that it was fun. So I was sitting at my desk thinking about this game, and so I texted Brock and Alex, and I said, hey, do you guys remember that Don't Wake Daddy game that you used to have? And Alex, she texted me back almost immediately, oh yeah, I loved that game. And Brock texted me back, and he said that he remembered it too, and that he liked it, and nothing more was said about it. But then as Christmas approached, I just kind of kept an eye out for it. I looked, in the toy section at Meijer's and Walmart and Kmart, but I didn't find it. I thought, well, maybe they don't make it anymore. But then I saw it in the Kohl's flyer, and it was on sale. I know everything's always on sale at Kohl's. But it made me feel good that it was on sale. And I thought about getting it, and I thought, oh, maybe that's kind of stupid, It's just a game for toddlers. It doesn't have any words, just pictures. That's how, it's for ages 3 and up. Okay, but I thought, oh, it'll be kind of nostalgic, and maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. But I'd already spent all the money I was going to spend on them for Christmas. I had my shopping done. I mentioned it to my husband. He's like, well, go ahead and get it, It'd be good for a little laugh, and then we could stick it up in the closet for our grandkids. So that was all I needed. Okay. So I went over to Kohl's and bought it, wrapped it up, put it under the tree. And then the kids opened it. They got a good laugh out of it. And, well, then the week between Christmas and New Year's, there was a night that everybody was going to be home, which is rare. So I made a big dinner, and we decided we were going to play Don't Wake Daddy after supper. So my husband put all the decals on the game and read the directions because none of us could remember how to play it. And we all gathered around the dining room table to play Don't Wake Daddy. You should have seen my kids. They were a hooting and a hollering and laughing and teasing each other, pounding on the table over this game. I was flabbergasted, but it was fun to watch them. It was fun to laugh and just loosen up with them. And we made a memory that night. Do you loosen up with your kids? What about you, grandmas? Are you just their babysitter, or do they actually have fun with Grandma? Maybe you're a little ornery because having little ones around takes a lot more energy than you're used to having to exert. And trust me, I understand. But you know what my daughter chose to do on her 18th birthday? She chose to take her best friend and drive over 2 hours down here to spend a couple of days with my mom. And my nieces do the same thing. They're going to be 16 this week. But when they have a slumber party, guess where they want to go?
Because she's fun.
Got it. They want to go to Grammy's. My mom was always the cool mom. Now she's the cool grandma. So sometimes having fun with your family can take some effort, but it pays off well in dividends. Having fun with your family, whether it's your husband or your kids or your grandkids, it sends a message to them that you enjoy them, that you like them for who they are, that you're not just their caretaker. That feeling of acceptance will pay off big down the road when those ones that you love need someone to talk to. They're going to want to go where they feel loved and accepted. And when you make home that place everyone wants to be, it makes it easier for you to be involved in the real lives of your family because it gives you an opportunity to know what's going on in their lives. It gives you an opportunity to take out your flashlight and observe them so that you know how to minister to them and you know how to pray for them. The next tool in our tool chest is the PVC pipe. Now this represents tunnel vision. I don't know what your opinion about tunnel vision is, but whether it's positive or negative, but in this case, tunnel vision is the goal. It's the goal because it forces us to keep our focus on just one thing. Everything else is blocked out. We're forced to have undivided attention because that's all we can see. Now I know the term undivided attention is so cliche because we hear it all the time, but let's just focus on the word undivided. It means whole or entire. The word attention has to do with your focus. So undivided attention could mean whole focus or your entire focus. Complete attention without distraction. How much of your time with those that you love is undivided? Does your husband get your undivided attention? How about your kids and your grandkids? Or do they have to try to talk to you on the commercials of your favorite reality show? Now, I know it's really hard to give little ones your undivided attention because what they seem to want to talk about, it just seems so trivial and it takes so long for them to spit it out. But I encourage you to squat down or bend down and get down on their level so they can talk to you eye to eye. If you can't bend down, then pick them up and set them on the kitchen counter or set them on your lap. But let them have that eye-to-eye contact with you and look them in the eye when you're talking to them and they're talking to you. Give them your undivided attention. It takes practice, but as Jesus says in Matthew 25:40, "Inasmuch as ye have done it unto the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me." You know, we need to be patient through those early years because though they seem to take forever at the time, really they are all too fleeting. You stay-at-home moms and you grandmas that babysit a lot, you know, sometimes you long for adult conversation and you wonder if it's all worth it. And you think, you know, those working moms, you know, you think about them, that they have so much more of a rewarding life. But be encouraged by this, and this phrase encouraged me when I was at home and all my kids were at home and they were little. Remember that the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. The hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. The time that you're investing into those little ones now, you know, you're able to instill in them biblical principles, and you're able to instill in them a good work ethic. You're able to instill in them your values and all those things that are going to germinate, that are going to grow up within them so that when they go out and conquer the world, it's like you going out and conquering the world. So practice giving your undivided attention to your kids and your grandkids and your husband when he's talking to you. I know the temptation and the pull that we have to multitask. You know, we think we deserve a badge of honor if we're stirring what's on the stove with one hand while we're doing the dishes with the other hand while we're talking to our husband on speakerphone and tying the kids' shoe with our toes. I've been guilty of telling my kids, if you want to talk to me, you're going to have to follow me. And I feel guilty about that now because I was communicating that whatever menial task I was trying to accomplish at the time was more important than what they wanted to share with me. I communicated that they were not worth my undivided attention. I should have picked up my PVC pipe, dropped what I was doing, looked them in the eye and listened. Then I would have communicated to them that they were loved and that they were worth my time. Same thing with our husbands. How many times do they try to talk to us or share their ideas with us and we never even bother to even shoot them a glance? You know, we're proud of ourselves because we got supper on the table and 2 loads of laundry done. But did we invest in our relationships? I know our lives are busy and there's lots of pressure because there's a lot that needs to be done, and there is. I'm just saying, I think we can do better. We just need to keep our PVC pipe handy and practice undivided attention. Well, ladies, you hung in there with me until the end. Congratulations. We are on our last tool. Our last tool are these. These are the vice grips. This is the tool you use when you need a good grip, when you can't afford to let go. Do you have that type of a grip on your marriage? Does your husband know you're committed no matter what? Do you offer that wonderful bond of trust to him? Or are you always threatening him with the D word every time it works to your advantage? Proverbs 31:11 says, the heart of her husband doth safely trust in her. What about your kids? Do they feel your grip on them? Do they know that you care enough about them to set up boundaries? Are you more concerned about being their parent or being their friend? Are you consistent in discipline?